Last time out, Chacha Vauzz was racking up hit after hit. And with that, he found himself for the first time in his career in the All-Star voting. But following a slight slump, he dropped from second in that list down to 3. So we want to make sure we turn it up a notch here as we head into our next set of series. Now, the biggest thing when it comes to Chacha Vauzz and turning it up a notch is the fact that right now he is averaging a single hit per game. We could really use with multi-hits a game, and on top of that, we could use with some extra base hits. Only 4 doubles, no triples. However, a few home runs have come in clutch already, about where he was at the end of last season. We're not even to the All-Star break here, so a big swing here for Chacha Vauzz. But still a lot more work to do. We can see that average jump, the on-base percentage, the slugging, the OPS. But one thing to know, Chacha Vauzz is playing at the highest WAR he has had in his career. And we're seeing it with a higher walk rate, but we are seeing the strikeouts return a little bit more than what we would like. So some smarter play at the plate could really go a long way in getting Chacha up in that voting. One thing that's very much helping him out is the fact he leads all of the National League in stolen bases. However, David Hamilton, through a amazing stretch last episode, went from 9 to 17, taking the all-MLB lead. With the plan set to get more hits, get some more steals, Chacha Vauzz, who was only trailing by about 25,000 votes to Marte, and as well for Gleyber Torres, we could definitely see ourselves rise back up here and get into the top 2 spots and move away from Stott and India. As we head on out to Oracle Park, set to play against the San Francisco Giants, we want to zoom out a little bit here as well. Colorado Rockies are 1 win away from finding double digits on the year. It's been a long time coming here, but Chacha Vauzz, he's dialing in his game. And he's very much enjoying the fact that he's become a face of a franchise. First pitch swinging and well in front of that curve. Tag team that with yet another 12-6 breaking under the strike zone. Chacha down here, 0-2. And I think he tried to pull back on that bunt attempt, but he did it in time. And that one gets Chacha. Another strikeout, 2 to start the day. It was a long at-bat, racking up some pitches. But ultimately, Chacha comes away empty-handed. Chacha in play, looking to go foul here, but just hangs. Not his best plays so far at the plate. And that one was way too low for Chacha to have any hope at making something happen there. A 3rd strikeout this game, 3 Ks. We're definitely not staring at a hot start to this episode, but one more at-bat here. Trying to get things going. Chacha Vauzz versus Randy Rodriguez, a 4-pitch mix. That fastball does hit 100. But Chacha missing the slider. I don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't seem to know what's going on with him either. Just pure missing on this one. And once again, behind in the count, 0-1. We'll take that slider, though, outside. And this time, it's at least in play. But an easy play. Out in left field, Chacha Vauzz will go hitless. But we're right now looking at a Colorado win. We just have to make sure we don't blow it here. In the bottom of the 9th, Anthony Molina on the mound for us. He's facing Matt Chapman with 1 on, nobody out. Chacha Vauzz didn't do anything at the plate, but we could at least look to get a double play here. That one is going to be hit over towards Chacha. Going to have to try to get this one by the runner for 1. Speed too much, though, over at first. We get the lead runner. That will keep 1 on for Encarnacion. With a 3-1 count, Molina behind. 2 outs, though. A chance to end the game here. And this one is going to be popped up, heading back in center field. And it will be caught for the 10th win of the Colorado Rockies season. But frankly, a disappointing day for Chacha Vauzz. I don't think anyone watching that performance would look to go vote for him in the All-Star race. So as we head into Game 2 here, we got to turn things back up a notch. I think it went down a notch. We got to get it back up, or at least where it was. Taking that fastball low. Chacha finally ahead in the count. However, after fouling 2 straight pitches in the bottom third of the zone, falling back behind, 1-2 here, Kyle Harrison. Looking to sit Chacha down, but contact is made. It's just, again, hanging out for center field to come over and make the play. Not finding any sort of drive so far on the few hits he's made. This time, a little bit of a jammed hit out in right. But it will not fall, nor will anyone look to advance. This time, he gets behind one. Or at least it sure sounded like it, but then it just floats in the salty air here in the San Francisco Bay. Whitlock still on the mound, and Chacha fires that one to first. He's, however, not going to outrun the pitcher covering there, and even if he did, probably would have been counted as an error. Chacha sat down yet again. And that would ultimately be his final at-bat as well, staying over this series. But the Rockies pick up what might be their first back-to-back wins all season long. And it is a little bit odd that it's coming at Chacha's worst stretch. He had a rough series in the middle of last episode, but he was still finding something. We got to find something here in Game 3. Ryan Weathers on the mound. No one on here for Chacha Vauzz, and that first one called a strike. Come on, Blue. That one clearly a ball. Chacha doesn't need anything else going against him right now. Needing something positive. Fouling off the fastball in the outside lower third. Trailing again here. 0-2. Weathers sits Chacha down. I don't know how he missed that fastball in the upper third. Things are looking rough here for Vauzz. As we go bottom of the first, Giants, they're trying to break the stretch here of wins for Colorado with bases loaded. Logan O'Hoppe in the batter's box, and only 1 out so far, the bottom of the inning. So a double play could really go a long way here. Chacha Vauzz look to cut that one off, and fires over, getting one. Not over to first in time, so 1 run scores, only 1 out collected. I feel like that's pretty par of the course right now for Chacha Vauzz. Giants with a 5-0 lead, top of the 4th. Chacha without a hit this series, opposite of what we were looking to do. His OPS against the Giants is .045. Maybe that's why we can't do anything here. He can't hit in the Bay. This time, though, it will finally happen. Chacha Vauzz with a slicer into right field. And there's at least a little bit of a smile there for Chacha Vauzz. A 3-game stretch until he finally gets that hit and a chance to try to get a stolen base here as well. Chacha goes. This one, though, is hit. And Chacha's going to make his way back over to first. Not going to have enough time to try to get back over to second. No steal attempt that time. Toglia flies out in right. Perhaps Salvador Perez batting behind will be the man who lets Chacha run a little bit. His batting average sub 150. Vauzz with that extended lead. He goes yet again. Again, this one is in play, but you just got to keep on running. As that sub 150 average is just going to go down a little bit more. At least Chacha's not there. Knock on wood, cross your fingers. But we talked about wanting to get some multi-hit days. Well, we have an opportunity. Top of the 6th, a man over at first. Weather's still going strong here with a 6-run lead, and Chacha out to center. Not going to find that multi-hit day yet, but with a dynamic challenge. The opportunity's not gone. Chacha Vauzz looks to kickstart a 7-run rally here in the top of the 9th. To do that, simply Chacha Vauzz just has to get on the base. Devin Williams, 3-pitch mix. And Chacha thought about it. Also just realized he has a pink bat. Was everyone using a pink bat? Is this like a mother's or breast cancer thing? I don't know, but Chacha wants it to get down, and it will. Pump the brakes, Chacha. Get back over to first. What are you doing here? Multi-hit day for Chacha Vauzz. Now, we get to find out, yes, it's some sort of special, yes, Mother's Day. If I look down on the bottom left-hand side here, I could help myself out. Mother's Day, as well as it looks like some breast cancer awareness. That's fun. I do kind of miss the days in the NFL where they really celebrated a lot with that and saw the pink everywhere. As Taglia is going to fly out here, Chacha Vauzz got back over to first. Still looking to find a chance to steal here. With Salvador Perez, at least one hit in this one. Wouldn't be against a second. Chacha Vauzz, he goes, but that is a walk. So the stealing waits as 2 are on here for the Rockies. Bottom of the 9th, trailing by 7. 1 out. Devin Williams struggling to close this one out. Ryan McMahon, 2 for 3 in this one. We could use definitely with a hit, but maybe let Chacha steal a base first. As he goes, this one is in play. Chacha rounds as he would love to get a run, but 2 outs hit before he could even find home plate. That would ultimately be the loss here, so we do not pick up the sweep against the Giants, but Chacha with 2 hits in that one at least keeps the average close to a hit a game, but still some work to do, as you can tell his blank stare. Now, I don't remember exactly what the number was, but I do feel like our number perhaps went down a little bit with the votes. Marte is definitely climbing. Torres, cold streak. Chacha, cold streak. India now moves behind Chacha, so we definitely have a good race here for second base all-star voting. But as we look to turn things around, we return home, and sometimes that is all you need. Chacha Vauzz with a pair of grand slams to walk off games here at Coors Field. A couple other home runs in the mix as well. We host the Texas Rangers with 11 wins on our side. A lot more on their side, but we'll get started here. Top of the first, Jonah Tong in the batter's box. He's got a runner at second. Jonah Tong on the mound for us. Marcus Semien in the batter's box, and he has a runner already at second. Nobody out. It's a 1-2 count. Chacha Vauzz playing close to the bag here in case Tong wants a pickoff attempt. We haven't seen that yet in this series, and we are still going to be waiting. With a roller here, Chacha Vauzz looking to get Semien out here quickly. Firing over to first. Runner, though, advances to third. As we move along, dynamic challenge. And it's very similar to what we saw the last couple episodes. Nobody on, 2 outs, Chacha Vauzz, and the Rangers have already taken a lead. They're challenging us here, big hit. They want extra bases, they want a home run. First rocker. Well, a sinker left high coming in 94, but Chacha misses on what looked to be a power swing. A little bit early, but really the contact just entirely missing. 0-1 count. And slider drops in, Chacha swings. Everything in that upper outside corner. But everything is a strike. 0-2 to Chacha Vauzz. Gonna lay off that sinker outside. And this time he sends it out in right, but curves foul off the wall. Count 2-2 here, Chacha battling. That would have been ball 3, but he connects with a slider to at least send it foul. Pitch 7 coming in here from Rocker as they continue battling. In play, out to right, and a few steps over after a false step to the opposite side of where that ball was hit. Good news, his eyes caught up to it. Not good news, though, for Chacha. It is a fly out. And in play, a slow fly out towards center field, having to come in to get that catch. This time out to left field. We haven't gone that way all too often, but he'll get there just in time. Split second later, and that one might have blooped. And sending this one a little bit further back in right than I think anyone expected, but somehow Gonzalez has the wheels to track it back down. He's had a couple false steps. Keeps getting my hopes up. I'm sure he's getting Chacha's hopes up a little bit as well. But as we have one out here, bottom of the ninth, it is the ninth hitter. We're going to have to get a few hits for Chacha to have another chance. But this one looks like it just might be a double play. Rangers take game one. And for Chacha Vauzz, he very much is in that cold streak. So we talked about, with that extra bat we have, potentially switching if we ever get into a little bit of a rut. I think we're approaching that mark here, so we'll see if we can turn things around before this series comes to an end. But if not, it might be time for, I believe, a select maple? We'll have to double check that later on, but Michael King on the mound. Not the Gold Glove Michael King, though. That would be crazy. Guy over at first for Chacha, and I don't know what sort of camera angle this is, but Chacha just got doubled up. Not what we want to see. We need some hits. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Chacha reaches out, but will not reach base. Round out to shortstop. Chacha still searching. The game will keep offering dynamic challenges. This time, no one on. We lead off the sixth. And simply put, just as it always is, we need to just get on base here. Not going to have a chance to retake this stolen base lead for all of MLB if we're not getting even hits. We're averaging one a game. Not right now, but a perfect swing from Chacha Vauzz is off the top of the wall. And at least we've got an extra base hit. The fifth double on the year here for Chacha Vauzz. That was needed. Michael Toglia, 1 for 2 in this one with a single. A single would score Chacha Vauzz. Dino this time getting some people hyped up. Though not a whole lot of people behind the plate. We got to fill some seats here in Colorado. As Chacha goes, he will slide down. Third base coach very emphatic about it, but Chacha was well in for that base. Give him 17. Now, we just need to find a way on home. Chacha with an extended lead over here at third. King doesn't like it. But he doesn't have to like it. We're just trying to force a bad pitch, or perhaps signal over to Toglia. Try to get a squeeze play in here. Chacha back with that double lead. But he's rung on. So we did not help him out with that extended lead. Perhaps would go better for Tovar. 1 for 2 in this one with a double. And we are down 2 runs. Chacha back again, extending that lead 2 steps. King goes home. Reaching out, Chacha will run on home here. It will not be a hit, but it will be an RBI. Rockies on the board. That means we're going to need some more hits, and we're going to need defense in the latter part of this game. Leody Taveras stepping into the batter's box. Justin Anderson on the mound for us. No one on, no one out. Top of the 7th. Chacha Vauzz at the edge of the infield. As this one gets hit to him, gonna range over to get that one and toss it on over to first to collect the first out here of the 7th. And apparently, that really would spark things for Colorado as we go bottom 7. We've now taken the lead. Need some more insurance, though. Chacha does not offer at the fastball in the lower to mid outer edge. Down in the count here and swinging at that slider well inside. If you just shimmy in a little bit, you're taking a free base. Instead, a free strike. Well missing that one. Gifting some pitchers with some free outs, apparently. They went right back to it, and Chacha fell for it twice. I think someone has to teach Chacha the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me situation, because shame on Chacha there for swinging twice at a bad pitch. Josh H. Smith, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. At least we're having a slightly better day, and we look to make his even worse. Trying to get him out here, top of the 8th, keep that 1-run lead intact. It will be a grounder over towards Chacha in the glove and looking to throw it on over to first. Clean play, because now we have 2 outs. And that 2 outs will carry here into the top of the 9th for Gonzalez. 1 hit today, batting average is .211. Quijada on the mound trying to end this one. As that will take a fly out into left. A single putting 2 on the go-ahead at first. And for Manuel Margot, he wants to be the one that brings home at least that tying run. A better batting average for him, closer to what Chacha's at, though over. Even closer to what Chacha's at, as this one is skied up, heading back into center field. Chacha Vauzz can stare at the winning catch. Rockies take a game, and we are at least getting a win in every series so far here today. Would just like to see Chacha be a little bit bigger part of it. Perhaps the rain will start raining hits for Chacha Vauzz as we head into game 3, and back up is Margot, top of the first. He's got a runner at first. We got Feltner on the mound, and he needs a double play here. The runner goes early. This one will have to just be a single. The steal attempt takes away the double play. Poor Chacha has actually played pretty well considering he did go to cover the base there early. Cody Bradford on the mound here for the Rangers. He's already given up at least a hit or a walk, something over to first base. 1 out. And Chacha is well ahead of that circle change. Swinging early, and contact wouldn't have been there anyway. This one, though, is in play. The runner at first doesn't go very far, nearly dropping. Rain almost helping us out. Could have helped us out a little bit more by letting that slip through the glove. I'll take an error. But instead, we will go to bottom of the fourth for our next opportunity in a blank game here. Chacha letting that one fly deep in right. Off the top of the wall by the way that the right fielder was running. Chacha, what are you doing? I didn't tell him to go. Chacha went. He was looking for 3, and instead the Rangers have 3 points. That's just our luck, but it will count as a double. So there's a hit at least for Chacha Vauzz. Just horrific running out there. I don't know what that was about. It is what it is, honestly, at this point. 1 out here, Chacha Vauzz. Once again, we'll look to make the play over at first here. Nothing crazy for him that time, like the base running, but we'll take the weirdness from Chacha Vauzz. Honestly, what is this series without said weirdness from Chacha Vauzz? But bottom 6, we're batting 500 in this one, and we have a run that has scored. No one on, though, for Chacha Vauzz. So how about we try to get a proper extra base hit this time against Bradford. 2 outs. Vauzz swings, looking for left center, but instead he finds the left fielder's glove. 1 pitch out here as Langford collects. But we will have one more opportunity, and this time we didn't start the rally. Someone else did with some speed. About 60 over at first. Chacha with a hard hit ball right down the middle, and it's off the glove. Chacha, please get back to first. We don't need a repeat of earlier. No, they do count that as a single. So a multi-hit day there from Chacha Vauzz on the single through the infield. It reached 109 off the bat. Now Ryan McMahon, let's keep this going here. Everyone playing in the infield, quite literally. They're playing in tight. As they look to lay down the bunt, it's a great bunt. Will move over 2 runners, but McMahon cannot run that one out. So 2 in scoring position. I think I would have rather a full swing there from him. Of all the times I would have liked a bunt, that was not it. Full count, though, for Perez to follow. Tyler Holton trying to get something done here for the Rangers. That is in play and caught by the first baseman, but he went to tag the bag, so apparently he didn't catch it. It bounced at some point. Either way, we are still here at second and third, hoping Fernandez can bring us home as he looks for his first hit in this game as well. His batting average, .235. 3-1 count is inside. That will load the bases in the bottom of the ninth. Down 5 runs. Hunter Goodman, 1 for 3 in this one. He did have a solo home run in the 5th. Grand Salami would be rather a good boost to this episode. What do you got here for us, Goodman, as Chacha has a perfect view for the swing? With the pitch in, this one is gonna fly out in right, trailing back and gone. I don't want to say I called it, but I think I called it. Goodman with a good swing, a grand salami, and we are within one of tying this game. Chacha Vauzz also loves Goodman. What a hit. Let's not let it end here. We need a little bit more, and it's going to come down to the right fielder. With no one on now with the base clearing grand slam, Ryan Walker has stepped into this game. That sounds like a good piece of hitting. Out and right. Was it foul? Did he get a hit? Yes, it's a double. Maybe let me watch him run next time. Show? Okay, Jeremiah Jackson. A single for you to give you 2 on the day ties this game, and we could head into extras, or honestly, look to just finish it all up here. Bottom of the 9th, bat around, that would be crazy. With a 1-0 count, Walker gives up some soft contact, backhanded by first, and it ends there instead. So it didn't end exactly where I was telling it not to. Rockies nearly get the comeback with the grand salami in the 9th, but fall by 1. We're going to keep the train on rolling here as we are headed into not our final series here today. We are going to go 4 series long today to just cover a little bit more ground, as we will not be here. Chacha will not be here on Thursday. So an extended episode for you, and hopefully not an extended top of the first here for Christian Campbell against Chase DeLander. The bases are loaded. Angels have already scored 1. This is going to be hit. A ground ball Chacha gets in front of. He's got to make a clean throw, and he's got it. We only give up 1, and we get out of the jam. The problem is they had bases loaded with only 2 hits in the first, so not good pitching. That's kind of been the case. Sandoval on the mound here for the Angels. We've got a runner on, and Chacha kickstarting this series with a hit and a almost airmail of a pass over to third. And that does put 2 on here for Toglia. No chance to steal. That one is going to be popped up. Chacha Vauzz can't even look high enough to see where that one is, but it is well inside the infield. Just as Chacha Vauzz a little bit sluggish here today, so seems to be a couple guys around him. Perez, haven't seen much from him. That batting average dipping even more as Chacha runs here. It's not played well, but it's played well enough to get Perez out despite fumbling around to even try to scoop up that ball. Somehow the fact that we had 2 hits in that one didn't look anything close to the fact that they had 2 hits with the bases loaded. But as we go bottom second, we find runs this go around, taking the lead, and Chacha Vauzz has 1 90 feet away. So we'll come in here looking for an extended at-bat, perhaps an extra base hit, but at least make sure we find a way to bring home. The runner from third, slider again here low. 2 of them for Sandoval, and Chacha has not made full contact. 0-2 with everything low. In play, but speared out of the air over at third. That would have brought home at least the 1, and perhaps could have been the double for Chacha Vauzz. Just where is your luck? It has not been entirely at the plate here in today's episode, but Nate Pearson on the mound here for the Angels, coming in to face Chacha Vauzz in the bottom of the 5th. With a runner on, he also has that slider, a fastball up to the 100 level. And Chacha saw that curveball and wanted to send it deep out and right, but was a little bit ahead. Also didn't look like he had the bat perfectly aimed either. Behind in the count, tries it again. This time he's a bit ahead of it. Chacha Vauzz looking to leg this one into at least a double. Runner caught at third. It will be a single with an extra base for Chacha Vauzz. And a great throw from Thomas. Do appreciate some of that aggressive base running, though. Michael Toglia didn't have the best appearance last time, though he's well ahead in the count here. 3-0. Chacha goes, and he's caught stealing. What a throw from the catcher. I don't know if Chacha's really been truly caught stealing this year. Might have been a slightly late jump. But what a throw. And another opportunity missed here for the Rockies to extend that lead. We hold on to the 1-run lead, top of the 7th, as Colby Thomas steps into the box. We got Victor Bodnik on the mound. I feel like we typically have him in the 8th, maybe even in the 9th, but he's here in the 7th. With 1 out, another ground ball sent over to Chacha, coming in to help clean up this inning a little bit. Very much a high throw, not where I had it, but it is still an out. We'll go with a dynamic challenge there following. Bottom of the 8th, Chacha Vauzz, 2 for 3, possibly could have even been 3 for 3. But what are we looking at here with no one on? Chacha Vauzz, he simply wants to just get on base here. Give us an opportunity, and he wants to steal some bases as well. Missed the last opportunity. Favorable call there coming in from the blue on the 101 fastball from Joyce. That one could have gone either way, clipping the bottom rung here of the strike zone. However, he would respond with 2 good pitches almost down the middle. Chacha not getting a good enough piece of them. Down now, 1-2. And the 103 flies by Chacha. He couldn't even make a contact swing, bit of contact. Joyce, rarely has Chacha been struck out like that. Normally it's an awful pitch that he swings at. That one just a pure heater. As now he's going to have to find a way to stop this heater through the infield. Diving out for it, Chacha Vauzz gloves it out in the grass. Now he's just got to make the throw, and he's got it. A great play here from who you're hoping to be an all-star. Hopefully that clip goes viral, and apparently that was the final out of the game. So we end up, I'm assuming, taking the dub there. Yeah, 4-1. Chacha Vauzz closes out game 1. That is what we like to see. With that batting average back up to about the mid-240s. We're where we were at the start of this episode. Now is it time to turn up that notch a little bit here? We got Silseth on the mound for the Angels. They already have scored 3, and Chacha starting us off again with a single. And honestly, we're complaining at the beginning of this episode about a single at the minimum per game. We shouldn't have been. Michael Toglia, I'm sure he wishes he was doing that. Not exactly sure what he's averaging. We can take a look at that if I remember later. That one's going to be skied up. Chacha, though, pausing. Looks like that one is going to go off the wall. So Chacha, he starts to run. Gonna have to hold up here, though. Pump faking, and we'll stay at 3. That's my apologies, Toglia. I didn't put the respect on your name. But it does get us 1 on the board, and Tovar to follow with a 318 average. Silseth blowing the early 3-run lead. Vauzz with an extended lead. Reaching out, this one is going to travel out shallow. Center field, left center field. Chacha not going to run at that one. With the delayed reaction, maybe he would have made it. But we can't risk some of these runs. 1-1 count here, and this one, there's contact through, and that is why we didn't risk it, but someone else will, and we will not tie this game. Toglia with a heat check there, very much should not have gone. He stayed down 3-2. Though with the hits, the opposite. In the top of the 3rd, Angels looking to add on more. Lane Thomas, 0 for 4 here in the series. A flyout earlier in this game, but runners on at 1st and 2nd. 1 out for Jaden Hill. Would love a double play here. Not sure we've had one so far today. Hit over towards short. Chacha covers 2nd. They'll get 1, but will not have the 2nd. We will stay waiting with a dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz. Runner in scoring position, as we would have the opportunity then to try to tie this game. An RBI hit would be great. Just a hit away from reaching that 250 plus average, and he wanted it there with the splitter in the middle lower 3rd. If he waits on that a little bit more, he might have had something. And instead, with an 0-2 count, Chacha tries the bunt. Didn't even look like the runner at second advances, and LA adds on runs from there. Talk about adding salt to the wound. Nate Pearson, we did well against him last time. Can we get something going here? Bottom of the 6th. Contact made on the sinker again, clipping the bottom rung of the zone. Seen those calls go either way. We'll lay off a Chacha on that one. But behind in the count, 0-1. And behind on that swing as well, just getting a piece of the 99 fastball, middle, upper third. Gonna have to try to find a way to battle back here. Or send it just to first base, not able to sneak it by. Good news is Rockies are answering, keeping this game close as we go top 7 though. No one out, 2 on here for the Angels. Sean Sullivan now pitches number 35 here. How have we had several guys go to about the 40s? Chacha Vauzz coming into the grass here and just watching as the bunt loads the bases for the Angels. Nobody out. But they wouldn't score a single run. In fact, we tie the game. Looked like we put in an Uno reverse or a draw 2 something there. Runner on here for Chacha Vauzz. Gonzalez pitching. And Chacha taps it over to third, and it's sent over to second for the out. That was a power swing. I think he was a little bit ahead of me. But as we go, dynamic challenge. It's bottom of the 9th. And Chacha would have the chance to walk this game off. Drive in the winning run. Home run. Single through the infield. It doesn't matter here. Brock Burke. Nothing overpowering. Nothing in the 70s. Chacha. Good timing that time. Honestly, it looked a little bit late, but he just really missed the swing. Fouling off that one. Almost dead center. Trying to send the sinker down the third base line. He again falls behind. 0-2. And you could see anything here from Burke. Chacha Vauzz needs to come through for the Rockies, and he misses, striking out to end the 9th, and our walk-off chance goes away there. Instead, we will head to second base, bottom of the 9th. We could be the one to run on home and win this game. As Chacha goes, didn't get the best jump, and he's gone yet again. This catcher is fantastic. Gonna get a second look at this. It was definitely a late reaction, but even if it was perfect there from Chacha Vauzz, he's gunned out there by a mile. The next appearance we have in this game, we are behind 6-5 with a runner on first, no one out. Christian Campbell stepping into the batter's box. Sean Sullivan, a long relief appearance for him, pitch number 75, and he could use with a double play. Hit towards Chacha. He'll get in front of this one with a quick flip. There we go. We finally get that double play. 4-6-3. But ultimately, we need hits as well. Ryan McMahon 0 for 4 in this one. And Chacha Vauzz is on deck. He's got to find a way somehow, some way to get on the bases. Or get struck out. Chacha with another great view of it. This series tied up 1-1. That's definitely a game you kind of look back at, realizing you missed some key opportunities. It was winnable. But as we head into game 3, Lane Thomas, his batting average is sub 200. He's got a runner though on first, one out. Can we find another double play here, this time for Jonathan? But that one hit pretty sharply over to third. Chacha covers second, getting one, and should be well ahead, rounding the horn for the double play. Now, frankly, I would just love to start crushing some balls here. But LA has already taken the lead here, so we are trying to do some damage control and find a way to get back in front here. Chacha sends that one foul. Chacha has his first full count of the episode here, and no pitch has been anywhere close to another. 3-2 for right. And Chacha might just find something here. Yes, he is on with a single. They do not count that as an error. He thought about sliding. Good thing he didn't. Might have slowed him down. Instead, he picks up a hit. starting each game here against the Angels with a single. That one, though, probably not the prettiest, as Chacha will look to get one, and he will here, finally getting something against this catcher, and it came with a bad pitch. However, I think he's going to have to pause up there. He has not done well stealing third against this guy, especially with the batter on the other side here. Chacha will wait for a smash out in right field, upper middle deck for Michael Toglia. We've been waiting for that, only his 4th home run of the season, and it travels 417. Both he and Chacha Vauzz heating up here over the last about series and a half. That gives the Rockies the lead here in Colorado. Looking to win a series here. That would be great. 2-1, top of the second, and a ground ball that's going to be sent over to Chacha, looking to make a quick play of it. And we'll have it cleanly. But that doesn't mean when we're not out there, things are going cleanly. Angels tie the game, bottom of the third. Chacha stepping up. Runner at first, 1 out. Got to avoid a double play here. Kyle Wright, we barely got a hit on you last time, and it was a knuckle curve left down the middle. He offered 2 of those to Chacha. Offers another one, and goodbye. Chacha, deep left center field. That one's got to be around a 420. Give me some updates here as Chacha goes yard to take that. I said 420. That was 460. Hopefully that doesn't get corrected by the StatCast, but Chacha Vauzz with a power swing absolutely demolishes that ball. Left over the middle, 104 exit velo. One more look at this one. Crushed. And someone in a not-so-full left center section is about to get a glorious home run ball. Now as we go top of the 4th, we would still have our lead intact, but it was not our run that has us in front. One goes to both sides. As Jonah Tong here is into the top of the 4th with 1 out. Already at pitch number 51 coming in right here is a ground ball. Chacha ranging over and is going to make quick work of this one. Nothing for Samuel. And Chacha would have a dynamic challenge following that quick sit down with 2 on, 1 in scoring position. George Clayson has come into this one now. You would love to drive in those runs, but if you're going to drive in one, most likely you're getting an extra base hit. So we're going to go for that token as Chacha's batting average 251. And they left another one hanging, but Chacha swings underneath it. I would say you're not going to see too many opportunities like that, but we've seen every opportunity like that so far here today. Trailing in the count, Chacha catches up with it this time. Good timing, okay contact, but it's not a great hit. Flying out in center field. Would like to see him drive that a little bit more, but we drive the lead up. Top of the 6th, up 7-3. Campbell 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Not sure if backwards or forward. But we've got Criswell now in here. Tong's day is done as Chacha looks for another quick out over at first. Also wouldn't be against another big swing here from Chacha. 2 for 3, a home run and a single. Need a double and a triple for the cycle. We've got time in this game. 43 pitches for Clayson. And he left another beautiful fastball for Chacha, but he's ahead of that one. Count goes full here, 3-2, Chacha Vauzz. And sending this one out in right, angling back, but not going to catch up to that one is the right fielder. Chacha Vauzz, they say go 3. He says let's try it. Sliding in for the triple, a double away from the cycle, Chacha Vauzz. And that one was very close to being a double and out at third. But he just slides in the opposite side of the tag. It was a great relay. But Chacha Vauzz, he's got some speed. Perhaps if it was their catcher out there, Chacha would have been gone halfway to third. Now Michael Toglia, we all know what happened earlier in this game. Big hit and gone second deck. Does he have it in him to do it again here? Chacha Vauzz with 2 outs is 90 feet away, and it's an 0-2 count. Chacha getting that extended lead, though. Clayson doesn't like it. Pickoff attempt fails. Chacha Vauzz will dust himself off and once again get on back to it. Trying to help out Toglia here. Getting in the pitcher's head. That's not going to do it. That'll barely leave the infield grass. Third base catches it, and that is the 6. Done and dusted. But frankly, Chacha Vauzz would not have the opportunity for this cycle unless we give up 4 runs here, which we do not plan on doing. Molina on the mound trying to close this game out, as that one is going to fly back in left field. Getting under it. We collect the series win. Chacha Vauzz, a double away from the cycle. But the start of this episode, we were complaining about only getting 1 hit per game. That is the kind of game we look for with Chacha Vauzz. With a series like that, you would hope it would get you a little bit closer. Chacha Vauzz 33K behind Gleyber Torres. But before we went into that series, Stott did actually jump in front of Chacha Vauzz, so he's back in front of Stott. We got to keep going here. We got to get in front of Gleyber Torres, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. You got to be in the top 2 here to make it to the All-Star game. And as for those stolen bases, Chacha Vauzz is now tied with David Hamilton. If just one of those attempts that the catcher threw a perfect one didn't throw a perfect one, we'd be back in front here in all of Major League Baseball. Instead, we share that title. As we have a big series coming up here next, Chacha Vauzz is going to look to level up the contacts, make it 85 across the board. We did see a boost to the right before we went into that Angels series. And that has us ready to send us to New York, facing the Yankees, who are a losing team right now, 20-27. Now, Chacha Vauzz hit a .460 home run in that last game. He should have no problem finding a home run in this ballpark. Schmidt on the mound, and Chacha waits as that knuckle curve is low and outside. That one, though, was in a great spot to hit back in left. And what did I say about being able to hit home runs here? It finds the seats. It's a opening inning home run for Chacha Vauzz, just going 343. I don't think that would be anywhere close to leaving the park when it comes to our ballpark in Coors. He just made that bat levitate, just like he made that ball levitate on out of here in left field. And how are we going to go into a dynamic challenge when we just smashed that home run? Well, we have the lead here, top of the third. Chacha Vauzz with a runner in scoring position. Another runner on first. One thing again, I don't know if I had it in the episode. Chacha did switch bats before heading into that Angels series. And the new bat is working. Cutter on the bottom rung, and they say ball. We've talked about it time and time again today. That bottom area can go either way. It all depends on your blue. Chacha, though, swings hard at the cutter and is well in front, or at least it looked like he was well in front. Apparently, just pure miss on the contact. Levels up the count here, 1-1. Make that 2-1. Chacha's doing a great job of battling here against Schmidt. Pitch number 6 coming in, 2-2 count, and 4 of these pitches have been in the strike zone. But he swings at one of them that is not. That will be a K for Chacha Vauzz. I think we jinxed him to end the top of the third there. With 3 hits for the Rockies, it's Chacha's home run that has them in front. And I would say that maybe we owe him that one with that home run in the first. But the Yankees find 6 runs out of nowhere come top of the 6. So I don't like giving them anything as Chacha misses that knuckle curve again in the bottom third. Just a little bit early, but you can still find a way to at least try to foul that one off. Cutter stays high. Chacha well behind the count now. 1 high, 1 low. And it's 0-2 here for Schmidt. And he just hits Chacha, who nearly swung at that one. Instead, he goes to first. It's a good thing he did not fully swing. Would have been a strikeout. Instead, over at first as that on-base percentage goes up. Chacha looking to run here, show that knee is fine. As that ball is flying out in center field. Chacha showing off even more that he could run as he slides back in. Togli a little bit in the way, but no problem. If anything, might have just helped us out. Now for Tovar. 1 for 2 with a single, batting average staying around the 310 to 320 mark. Chacha here yet again looking to run. Waiting for movement from Schmidt. Chacha goes. That one's down in the dirt, and Chacha will be as well. Taking another bag, and hopefully that is league leading with number 19. One away from hitting that 20 mark. That's how math works. As it's a 2-2 count here, Tovar. Chacha goes. That one's hit hard. Stopped. Chacha running home, but it will not be a run. Pitcher covers first. And that is the mid-6 as we are down 5, 6-1. And as we would have our next at-bat, it would be top 8. We would find one more run here to draw us to a 4-run deficit. Chacha with the splitter down the middle. Hard sent down the third base line, but foul. Brent Hedrick on the mound, and the splitter. Chacha misses that time, so he seemingly likes the splitter. Chacha down now 0-2. Splitter gets Chacha. Not a good at-bat. Ultimately, that would be the end of anything here for the Rockies. 10-2 Yankees take game 1 in a major fashion despite Chacha Vauzz opening up the game with that home run. We'll just have to see if they can find their way into a win in this series as well to keep the streak alive. Chacha stepping into the batter's box here in the second game. And that's not going to be a home run ball. 12-6 below the zone. Chacha Vauzz got to lay off of those ones. Not laying off that one as it's going back in right, and even Aaron Judge can't pull that one back. 107 off the bat. Back-to-back games with a first inning home run. That one, 364. That's all it takes here at Yankee Stadium to get the job done. This time, can the Rockies do something throughout, though? But apparently, Chacha's magic definitely is still not enough. As we go top 3, it's 6-1. So definitely struggling here against the Yankees bats with our struggling pitching staff. Chacha ahead of that circle change on the lower outer third. And then popping this one up out in center field. Chacha Vauzz is at least going to stretch out those legs. A little tired as he hasn't had to do much today because the hits have been too big for the Yankees. And Chacha swings at ball 4. Good job, Carlos. Ends up going off the top of it and back towards the net. Turning on that 98, but once again is underneath it, maybe slightly late this time, and he flies out in left center field. Trying to send this one down the first base line. It's a foot race that Chacha really was never in. Opportunity missed. And ultimately, this game would come down to an at-bat of Ryan McMahon, 0 for 2. And we're down 2 runs. Makes contact, but it's going to look a whole lot like Chacha's last hit. Yankees will take this one and the series. Because we've got one more game here. Can Chacha Vauzz go 3 straight games in Yankee Stadium where he hits a home run in the top of the first? No one on. Taj Bradley. That's a home run ball through and through. The splitter just shaded towards that top outside corner, but that should have been gone. Chacha just a little bit off.
Ball, no.
Splitter called ball at the bottom of the zone. That should be 0-2 to Bradley. Chacha Vauzz, a little bit of some help there from the blue. And another fastball basically down the middle. He's a little bit late on here. We've seen fastball, we've seen splitter. Chacha Vauzz, 1-2 count. And no home run this time. Splitter gets Chacha on the bottom third of the zone. It was basically all strikes thrown there. They challenged Chacha, and he did not come up big there. Perhaps this time, no dynamic challenge. Chacha won't feel that extra pressure. With a runner on, we're down 2. A home run this time could be great. Tie this game on up.
Dead ball.
I think that was on purpose. Are we about to have a fight here in Yankee Stadium? 2 on. Toglia. Take him yard here, buddy. I had it working in previous game. Might as well try it again here. Not a home run ball. Chacha. You're looking a little too eager here. And you're going to be safe at second. Okay there. Not sure about that, but I'll take it. Keeps 2 on here and puts him in scoring position for Tovar. And just perhaps a strong base hit into the gap would score 2. Bradley goes home and Tovar goes to first. Loading the bases. Do we got a power bat coming up here? Brenton Doyle, 6 home runs. Chacha has more, and he's got 55 power. So I can't say he's quite so much a power hitter, but at Yankee Stadium, anyone can smack a home run. As that's going to be a tapper. Chacha pumping the brakes. Looks to get back into third, this time well safe. We've seen him try to extend those and get home before, but not jumping early to try to steal a base. Definitely did not have the speed for it. So Salvador Perez, we need a hit from you. Might get you closer to that 200 average. But once again, runners in scoring position. Chacha Vauzz with an extended lead. As this one looks to be blocked, and very much is. I don't think I've ever seen one get by the catcher. Quite honestly. MLB The Show maybe change things up a little bit here. Chacha Vauzz again back with that 2-step lead and through the infield. Perez honestly might have been thrown out just like Tovar was behind me. We've done that twice in the span of, what, 2 series? Maybe don't. We at least tie the game for now as Matt Vierling is stepping into the box. He's 1 for 1. Bottom of the 4th. Dolander on for us. He got smoked last time we saw him get a start. Let's try to help him out with a double play here. Chacha Vauzz gets the can you throw to first? Why does he keep doing that? I don't know, but we at least get one. We used to really be able to turn those plays quite often. Not now. Woo! 12-6 curve is by Chacha there. Nearly. Probably not actually nearly as I thought. Well ahead of that one, but it looked promising. Chacha did get a hit last time. It was just his shoulder that got the hit. So right now he is 0 for 1. Top of the 6 and a 1-1 count. And a massive break there on that 12-6 as Chacha swinging wildly. Was early on it. Didn't have the right angle on the swing either, and he is down. 1-2. They left that one high. Chacha good timing that time, but only gets a piece of it to send it to the batting net behind. And the 12-6 will finish the job for Chacha Vauzz. Sat back more that time. But with a pitch outside Chacha's bat, never made it that far out there to even try to get a piece. Plus it looked like he was honestly a little late. And he tried to pull that back. He did. But it still counts as a strike. So Chacha's not the best at-bats here to close out this episode. But it doesn't mean we won't have an opportunity at another at-bat. Matt Vierling, 1 for 3 with a double today, could walk this game off with a runner 90 feet away. And there is only 1 out. So you might need to go home here with any soft bit of contact. Or instead, that's going to be popped up. 91 speed at third. Will look to test. Throw coming in. And that is ball game. Chacha Vauzz probably should have been out there to help try to have a cutoff attempt, but it looked like he was going home either way, and you just had to know. With us coming out here with 1 out, bottom of the 9th, that's how that one was going to end. So it's an offer but hit by pitch to close out today. And as we close out today, Chacha Vauzz right now has seen that batting average increase. On top of that, let's jump back over here. We have just over a hit a game right now. 49 hits to 48 games played. So technically, we did what we wanted to do here today. We wanted to see that number increase. We started to get a little bit more extra base hits, still had a good amount of singles. A lot more strikeouts than what I would like. That's more on my fault. Obviously, when we're out there, we're playing these games, I'm going to keep things inside the fourth wall more often than not. Baseball, a little bit more lenient on it than football, but definitely I'm too eager at the plate. I was swinging early, cost us plenty of opportunities. But a pair of home runs there in Yankee Stadium. We called it even stepping out there for the first time. That was great. We've had 29 RBIs, stolen bases at 19, 250 batting average, 277 on base. Honestly, that should be in the mid 300s for Chacha Vauzz, and I think that would come with a little bit more patience at the plate. With the home runs today, though, slugging is at 444, OPS 721, plate appearances 206, if you cared about that. As for the WAR, that massively dropped here today. Now, we did see the K percentage go up 2%, but I'm not honestly sure why the WAR dropped almost 1 full point there. That's a little bit crazy. And despite the home runs, Chacha now down to 4th. Bryson Stott, what is he doing right now? Is he improving his at-bat by any means here? Recent games, he's had some offers. More offers than Chacha Vauzz, so I'm not sure really what he's doing that's making him get more of the votes. As for stolen bases, Chacha still very much at the front here for the National League. And in front, league-wide. Was not a good stretch here for Damon Hamilton and his stealing. Chacha Vauzz is back in front. That should maybe get him a little bit more boost with the All-Star voting. That's all I got to say. But speaking of all I've got to say, we'll look to close it out there in an extended episode as mentioned earlier. We will not be here on Thursday. Instead, we will have a live stream as Madden 26 releases early on the 7th. So we will be there for that. And I'm thinking we're going to do a live stream on Thursday, a live stream on Friday, and then get back to the regular schedule. Or, in fact, I'm actually going to be interrupted here by the coach. So let's see what's going on here. Wanted to talk to you a bit about your performance to start the season. These can go a bunch of different ways. We don't feel like you're living up to expectations so far. I'm literally 4th in All-Star voting, leading the league in stolen bases. If you tell me I'm being sent down, I swear something drastic is going to happen here. Manager, don't do anything you're going to regret. That's all I got to say. Your batting average is 229 this month, so you've done a decent job hitting the ball lately, more than anyone else. Ultimately, you've struck out 21 times. Yeah, we know we're striking out. It was rough here. We're going to clean it up next time. We're going to work on that discipline. I know that's a common theme here. Overall, we don't feel like you're living up to your potential. So far, a rookie. So we are still being counted as a rookie. You've got to keep focusing on that development. Heard? We've had this conversation before. We are going to obviously, you just said we got to focus on not striking out. So we're going to focus on the hitting as we move forward. And apparently it's trying to send me into a game. I don't want to play another game, so I'm going to find a way to get on out of this. But that will close us out. Make sure you don't miss, as, again, next week we'll be back to the normal schedule. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button, tap that bell icon. Leaves Chacha Vauzz some love as well. He was crushing the ball. Not sure why the manager is coming in here trying to put some hate in on Chacha Vauzz. Again, he's 4th in all of the National League, second baseman in All-Star voting. I think is doing a pretty solid job.